Yes, the melanin is popping.
It is. I'm at that.
Caramel and chocolate.
Cookie soul.
Hey guys, what's happening? Thanks for watching this video. I am here with India in Parson. She is the principal executive image consultant and founder of the B.E.S.T network. It's a network for entrepreneurs. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, I got it wrong.
Yes, you got it wrong, Dean. But no, I do want to set the record straight. We are an organization that is faith-based, that is inspiring 10,000 people to live and walk out their God-given purpose. So people, because I am an entrepreneur,
right.
You're an entrepreneur. You know, entrepreneurship is part of the purpose that I believe that God put us here. So that is a big part of what we do kind of holistically. But ultimately, we just want to be a support network for one another to make sure that people understand that they're put here to do more than just punch the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. So India came in town here in Chicago for the week. Me and her decided to work together. She reached out to me a couple of months ago. Of course, a lot of you know I started a not-for-profit, the Jean and Gail Contard Foundation, and started 50 Wars, 50 Meals. It's our third year as a food drive. And she's kind of assisted me with that. And so we kind of bartered services a little bit. So I wanted to kind of get her on video and just talk to you guys and let you guys know what she's doing. She's out of Virginia. Again, principal executive image consultant and founder of the B.E.S.T network. And she's a minister.
I am.
So tell us about that. So first of all, the B.E.S.T network, why does anybody need to be interested, or any entrepreneurs, anybody in business need to be interested in the B.E.S.T network?
Absolutely. So living your best life, you know, that's something I did when I was 25. I'm 31 now. I'm not 35. Are you 35 yet?
I'm 32.
But yes, 25 years old, I made a decision. The economy was crap, and I was like, I am done reacting to life. I was living a very stressful life. I came from, you know, a tumultuous. I'm sorry, I'm country, y'all, so I can't say that stuff. But yeah, I came from a really difficult transition. I got married when I was 16. My parents both have, at different phases in their life, experienced mental illness, but they were not incapable. They instilled all of these life skills, these business skills in me. And when I turned 25 years old, I made a decision. I was finishing up college. I was divorced. I, you know, had great careers and jobs, and I wanted to walk in my purpose, which was becoming an image consultant. So for those of you that have never, like Dean and a lot of others that are in the B.E.S.T network that have never worked with an image consultant before, it's about like that time where you realize, one, you need help. You know, Dean was gracious enough and humble enough to say, India, I could really use help for, you know, with 50 Wars, 50 Meals initiative, and I'm honored to really help you with that. I really believe.
You've been a huge help.
Thank you. I really believe in what you're doing. But overall, we all have an image, especially when we start doing media, that if we don't control our narrative, a lot of people, you know, want to do press and do Instagram and do social media, but they haven't really taken the time to iron out the fiduciary, you know, responsibilities of how much is this going to cost? How do I sustain myself? How do I build a support network around what I'm doing so that they're patronizing what I'm doing? Because we all want to help people. We all want to live a meaningful life. I personally like being surrounded by people like that.
Okay.
I am a minister. My apostles will not let me go without saying that it's not in the Bible for us to call ourselves ministers. So I am stepping into the role of preacher. I feel like it's so much more deeper, but I've been using that all week and it feels right.
But that's what you are.
I am. I preach the gospel. I am not a pastor. I have an online ministry, Prosperity Tree. Tree stands for Teaching, Revitalization, and Economic Empowerment using Kingdom Principles. So every week I minister through life experience, through what it is that I have and God has seen me through so that I can speak life into others. And I've been doing that for about 6 months, and it has been great. It has been glorious.
So the ministry is aside from the B.E.S.T Network.
The B.E.S.T Network is a marketplace ministry. So I talk about God 24/7, y'all.
Okay.
I ain't above it. Yeah.
So, but the purpose of the B.E.S.T Network is, your goal with it is to, you talked about, I don't know if you mentioned this before, but to have 10,000 entrepreneurs essentially find their goals and basically
y'all see how he keeps trying to slide in entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
right?
Is that what it, or you want 10,000 people
from all walks
to
of
walk
life,
into their purpose,
right? Employing them, and you'll see that on our website and everything. Employing 10,000 people to live their best life. I mean, whatever that is. Some people don't want to start their own business. They just are living a very stressful and what's in my spirit is a dead end life. They are done living for everyone else, and this is their time, and they're ready to be valued. They're really ready to have friends that really value them and support them. They're ready to travel. So that comes with some really tough decisions, and as an image consultant, I get to consult with you about that. If that means that you want to start your business, I'm phenomenal, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Entrepreneurship is not easy, and I have been fully self-employed going on 4 years, but I started my business 6.5 years ago, so I do I feel like I essentially do minister a lot to other entrepreneurs that are going through the financial stress of starting their own business, the psychological stress of you thought there were going to be people there that supported you and they're not. But aside from that, there are people that are leaders that have reached the pinnacle of their career and they now want to live a more meaningful life. Those are the people for the B.E.S.T Network. That B.E.S.T is a little bit different, that it's not where you come into us and expect programs. When you join B.E.S.T, I put you to work. That's why I call it a marketplace ministry. People need to see the manifestation of leaders and purpose-driven and mission-driven people in the communities doing the work. And that's, anybody that knows me knows that I ain't always fabulous. I go and I roll up my sleeves and we go to work for others. You do.
So. Yeah, we've been really busy this week. A lot of events. She did a pop-up event for another young lady, Africa, to kind of help raise some funds for her for a couple of things that she's doing. She also was at my event this week. I actually had a party.
They've been working me off.
Yeah, and we had a party. She actually picked up the phone. We had a plan to basically reach out to all the attendees to kind of tell them the kickoff for the third annual 50 Wars, 50 Meals food drive and fundraiser, which is what I do to feed those in need during the week of Thanksgiving. And then she actually went and called and contacted and solicited donations for all the attendees for the party. So
let me expound on that because, as I was picking on him earlier this week, the perception is when I set up my GoFundMe page, when I'm doing a good thing, people are just going to patronize. And they have. This is his third year doing 50 Wars, 50 Meals. But as I expressed to his attendees, he's been paying for a lot of this out of pocket, renting U-Hauls, buying food, buying T-shirts. Grab your T-shirt real quick. I mean, buying T-shirts and aprons and branding this thing, logos, just making sure that, the investment that it costs to do the philanthropy piece is so expensive, and people assume that, especially organizers, they assume that I'm doing this for a good cause, and friends, especially your social network is going to patronize that. But what he just expressed that I did for him is a methodology of sales that I was trained when I had a corporate job, when I worked at Bank of America, when I worked at, SunTrust Mortgage, when I worked at Virginia Credit and Finance. They put us through extensive training on how to build rapport, how to relate, how to show empathy but not sympathy. And everybody hates a salesperson until you have to start running your own organization and you understand how important productivity is and money is. And it's such a sensitive subject when you're hitting up your friends for money and they're like, no, but Dean, I just wanted to come to your 4th of July backyard barbecue to hang out.
Right.
He had to pay for that. He had to feed people. So
with a purpose.
Right,
with a purpose,
definitely. And it was a beautiful event, and I feel honored that you allowed me to see it. But, the real work begins even after Africa's event. The real work begins. Somebody's got to get on the call for your organizations and build those relationships with your donor network.
Yeah.
And normally that's
normally me.
Yeah. And it should be the organizer because they're patronizing your vision. So you should, as the organizer, be make yourself available enough to make those personal calls. And that's what the B.E.S.T network really allows those people in our organization. A lot of our members are organizers and philanthropists that in other cases would not normally be able to hire an image consultant. So I built out this national structure where we have chapters, we support one another, we network together, but you don't have to pay me nearly as much as what you would if you had to hire me one-on-one.
Okay, so you are launching multiple chapters of the B.E.S.T network in a couple of different cities, right? So I want to make sure people understand that your organization is a membership organization. What benefits do people get when they pay you or to become a member, whether it's paid or free, to your network?
Well, me. Hey, y'all. I think I'm the best part of the B.E.S.T network. My personality, I am a people developer. So people are naturally drawn to the energy that I exude, and I don't wake up like that. I pray, I meditate, I fast, I cleanse, all like I was telling you in the car earlier. I make sure that my heart has no contempt in it so that I can continue to serve others. And it's such a void of authenticity. It's such a void of people. And I mean, you can attest to that. He's been a witness all week to see how much heart and soul I pour into my work. So that's the glue, that I vet the energy, the vibe, the mentality of the people that come in that I endorse. If I accept you as a premium member, anyone can be a part of the donor network that starts at $100. You get your name in our directory. I feature your headshot. I make sure that I present you well. But after that point, the premium memberships are created in a way for me to be your consultant, again, at that wholesale rate. So there's 3 memberships. Beyond that, I have executive membership. Those are for those people that are transitioning out of a job into an executive role for the first time. Maybe they're an independent contractor. Maybe they just started their own business. Maybe they just got recently promoted and now they need to exude an executive image. And that's about $375 a year. Then business membership, and that's for existing business owners that are rebranding, $625 a year. And then corporate sponsors sponsor all the work that the chapter does. That's about $2,200 a year. And that's essentially what I'm asking Dean to become so that I can become his personal image manager. So that's all. Yeah. So with the chapters, guys, right now the goal, God has kind of commissioned me to address the social economic needs of real estate development and human development. As a preacher, anyone who's been called into ministry, that is where our heart is. Even when you read the Bible, you hear that God built nations, and he built that through, even with Moses, bringing people out of Egypt. When you're building, communities, when you're building businesses, people should be at the foundation of that. So there's 10 cities that over the next 10 years, I prayerfully will have a chapter in, Lord willing. But the 2 right now that are active are the Illinois chapter and the Virginia chapter. That's where I'm based. I'm in Petersburg, Virginia. My church is Zecate Ministries, and we are building out a Virginia community that is on fire right now to give back. So,
Yeah, I've seen. So you can follow India on Facebook. Tell them where they can follow you on Facebook.
All right. So our Facebook business page is everything is the number 1. We are B.E.S.T. And B.E.S.T stands for Building Economic Stability Together. And honestly, like I let Dean borrow this week, but it's definitely in our brand as well. Faith, family, and fortitude. That at the well. Not quite. Yours was more family, friends, and fellowship. Yeah. Still in the vicinity of just making sure that when we think about economic stability, we are not quantifying one another based on money. We were able to make this week happen because we bartered. I needed, to be able to afford to stay here for the week. I am not rich yet, but I am working on getting that Oprah Winfrey money. So please patronize the business so that we can continue to sustain our efforts. But overall, when we work together, when we serve one another, when we support and be a spokesperson for one another, just like you having me on your blog, we both win.
Absolutely.
So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. It's
One We Are Best.
One We Are Best.
Yeah.
And the website is wearebest.org.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing I'm going to ask you about, I've watched a couple of videos where you were preaching. One, you're an excellent orator.
Thank you. Holy Spirit, y'all. I can't take credit.
in the Word, you're a good teacher.
Thank you.
Why the infusion of God in business?
Why not?
Right.
You can't ask a preacher that.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, you come at that angle from a biblical perspective.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I think it could be a little intimidating to some people to think, like, okay, she wants to do business, but she's always going to talk about ministry.
Absolutely.
Or talk about God. Like, but I want to do business.
Right.
Why the mirroring of the two?
I didn't have a choice. I went to business school, but when God called me into ministry, I didn't know that's what he was doing when I was 25. Anyone who's ever been chosen for this walk knows how hard it is to preach to others and deal with the warfare. So with that, when I speak now, there's no way possible, like, for me to speak about any of this without giving God the glory. So it's not me intentionally infusing the two. It is me and my most authentic self, just saying, you know, like you've been hearing me all week say, oh, the Holy Spirit. Anybody that's around me, I am at the mercy of what the Holy Spirit leads me to do. Okay. And the courage that I think you assessed earlier with me is that most people who know that they have been called, they are so torn between, how do I be a Christian in this setting, or how do I be a believer in this setting, and need to separate the two. Now, the word does say that we need to be as wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. So that's why I don't brand B.E.S.T as a marketplace ministry. I don't because I don't want to turn off anyone. I don't inflict my views on you. There's nothing that I read in the Bible that says that we should separate ourselves from race, from religious views, or whatever. Our goal as preachers is just to let you know that there is a God that loves you. That's it. That's my only job. It's not for me to beat you up or to judge you. It's my job to love you. And I feel like, you know, that was something I was doing before I became a preacher. So it's just you know, giving me a platform to do that all the more, that God has been my only friend for, you know, 15 years of doing this. I didn't have family. I didn't have, you know, long-term support from friends from high school or college. I did not have colleagues that helped me start my business. So I relied heavily on my faith and still do, to do all of this. I mean, you see it. I came out here. I came to Chicago. Didn't know nobody.
Absolutely.
All of that is like, if I didn't have faith.
Yeah, that's another story for another day.
God.
I mean, you're just coming here, just the way that you came here, just little money and putting these events together. I mean,
you seen it 2 days?
Africa. Yeah, I mean, I think I have to commend you on that.
Thank you.
I think you come here, you're not from here, and you come here and you work harder than a lot of people that live in this city.
Don't say that, you're going to make enemies. Look,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
No.
You guys can find India, again, Principal Executive Image Consultant at the B.E.S.T Network. She's the founder of the B.E.S.T Network. You can find her at One We Are Best on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. She is now soliciting or taking membership for her Illinois chapter for her network. She will be flying in and out of Chicago, maybe quarterly, maybe once a quarter, perhaps. Yeah. We've worked together. She's brought me some really great contacts for what I do in tech. She's also helped me with what I'm doing with the 50 Wards of 50 Meals, and also a couple of other entrepreneurs here in the Chicago area that she assisted, such as Africa, which a lot of y'all don't know who she is, but we put an event together at the Silver Room. She put an event together at the Silver Room to honor Africa on yesterday at the Silver Room in Hyde Park. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, there should be some links down here. If you're watching this on my blog, there'll be a full write-up blog post at deankantab.com. Reach out, connect with India. Great networker, extremely adept at networking. Better than me, and I think I'm pretty good. I know a lot of people. So, anything else?
Yes, I do just want to thank you for taking a chance on me. Thank you for featuring me on your blog. Thank you for the work that you do with 50 Wars, 50 Meals. Like, for those of you that don't know, what we were able to assess just by me having that image consulting brain, you know, him bouncing off of me, his ideas, we were able to get to the heart and soul of what his initiative is all about. And it's really, truly about, he lost his parents, sitting around during the holidays. We all go through that. I was estranged from my family for 15 years, and the Thanksgiving and the Christmases are the toughest.
Yeah.
That's when you want to be around family. That's when everybody else is around family. So the fact that you were bringing some healing during that time, even through your own healing, it's all ministry, guys. You don't need to be a preacher and all of that, just to love on people, make them feel like they're not by themselves. So it has really been an honor to build our friendship this week. It's been an honor to really personally induct you into the behind the scenes of B.E.S.T and like how I make all this happen, the energy and the time that it takes. I will close by just saying that you can know a lot of people, guys. I don't just go out and say, oh, I want to know everybody. 2 points, you definitely need to let the Holy Spirit lead you. When you are feeling that thing in your stomach, like something's not right with this person's energy, that is the Holy Spirit. That's discernment telling you to mind your connections, because you are judged based on who you are connected to. They're either feeding you or they are the reason why you're not where you want to be. You know, so that's something that people like yourself that know a lot of people, it is a harsh reality when you realize that the people closest to you don't want to see you succeed.
You know, I really don't think about it too much, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I know a lot of people tend to be really mired in the negative aspects of how people view them and what they're trying to do, is because, you know, not everybody moves and shakes. I just really just try to stay humble and just kind of do what I need to do. But
and he's a great guy. Great guy. So it's easy for him. Someone that's already branded as a networker, it's not that easy once people start projecting their perception on you. That's why you sometimes need someone to manage that. But you're good. You're good. You have long-term relationships. People have been, you know, speaking nothing but great things about
I hope so.
you.
I'm pretty sure somebody got something bad to say. One last question. I know I said one last question before. One last question. You charge hourly for the image consulting.
I do.
Right? How much is that?
So outside, the reason why I structured my business like this, like I said earlier, it is not anyone who's in management consulting or the consulting industry. It is information brokerage, and I know my worth. So $300 an hour if you are not a member. If you just want a la carte services, if you're a corporation, if you can afford it, and I know and feel that you can afford it, I give that exception to members who are doing exceptional work. Someone like yourself, if I consult you, I know you are blessing people. I don't want to charge you $300 an hour. That's money that you could be reinvesting in your initiative. But if there's a corporation or an organization or a company that has no philanthropic, you know, portion of their brand, they can be someone that patronizes the B.E.S.T network so we can do our philanthropic efforts. I can sustain my travel. I mean, I was here in Chicago for a week. You know, that would have easily cost me a few $1,000s.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's available. That is, you know, I have books. I'm an author. Cry But Don't Quit. 9 Steps to Living Your Best Life. I'm a blogger. You know, I write about my experiences. I will be sharing a case study called Personal Space, giving my perception just on how it's important for us sometimes to break those social boundaries so we can make a real connection with people. You know, and then I'm always down to support anyone's, you know, stuff. So
like my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. You can find more about India over at the blog at deancontile.com. Thanks for watching this video.
Bye guys.